All right, YouTube, I've got an empty bench. That's right, it is empty. The benches are empty. What is going on, slackers? Nope. That means only one thing. Section 22, flaps. Flap. We're doing a flap. Yep. So hopefully when I get back, or the next video will be parts sitting on a bench. But yeah, so we've got to pull some parts off of the rack, separate some parts, organize some parts, bunch of things. We got a bunch of parts. We got we already got that. So yep. So I'm gonna have to start going to the rack, pull some spars out. I got some parts. Gosh, back there, that's stuff for yard sale or donation, stuff like that. A lot of cooking stuff. If you're into cooking and you guys need some cooking pans, let me know. I've got some chafing trays, I guess. Yeah, and various things like that. So, and my bow. Yeah, I'm not doing any bow hunting down here in Florida. So we're gonna get rid of the bow. But yeah, so I've got to move some things and get back there and get into my parts boxes and start pulling out parts for the flaps. We're doing the flaps. So you guys know the routine. Plane's not going to build itself. Got to get to work. All right, YouTube. So I got the parts mocked up. a little cumbersome to get everything going. So with the brackets and everything here. One thing I did notice, like here in the center, so this is probably the center. Yep, it looks like it's the center thereabouts of the flap. You have two spacers here and then here. And then down here, which is kind of weird, you got two spacers here and there's no spacers between these outer edges, or this edge, what I'll call outer edge brackets. There's no spacers between them, but that's the way the plans say. So it shows two spacers here, which is the two in the center, and then it says a doubler. These are doublers. So I suspect okay, so they're doublers. So one goes, instead of them going here, one goes here and then one goes here. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so doesn't make perfect sense, but it makes better sense. Why would you put two here? So these are doublers. So doublers basically increases the mass. So you can probably there's probably a pivot point here or whatever. So yes, so I'll have to move this plate over to this one. And that answers my question. That was a question I had, and now I've answered it. So, but yeah, other than that, I've got the ribs and the structural put together with the brackets, but you know, obviously we're just doing the mock-up right now, making sure everything aligns and things make sense. Hence the reason why we caught that, because this did not look right. And this is called the spar. I was having a hard time remembering what that was. That's a spar. So we got the spars and the ribs and the nose ribs, and of course the attachment brackets, all in their place, except for this one, which I will switch out right now. All right, bugs in a rug. so we got the doublers on both sides, and as I expected, this is a pivot point. You can't see it yet because it hasn't been drilled through. There's a pilot hole. Let's see if we can go down there, but there is a bolt that more than likely goes through a nut plate and everything. You can see it on that side a little bit better. So yeah, so that's why we have the doubler there to give reinforcement. And then we have these guys here, and I did take a little sneaky peek, and there is some drilling that needs to be done. I guess these things get bolted or riveted together. But there you go. That is the skeleton for the left flap skeleton. So like always, I'm going to take these parts, not like always, but I've learned, I'm going to take these parts, put them back in here so we don't get them mixed up like we had with the ailerons. So we're gonna put these parts back into my little storage bin here, and everything, so that way we don't get them mixed up. So yeah, so all the parts are together. I'm gonna read ahead. There is, well, you always read ahead when you're building a RV. So that's the first, and if you see here, they tell you to make sure you have all the parts for the on 22.1. So now what I have to do is, yes, there's going to be some drilling on the 107 lefts only. So there's some drilling that needs to be done, and some countersinking and match drilling, and so there's a lot of sub-assembly that needs to be done with these pieces. Yeah, there's some spacers. Wow, this is going to be some fun right here. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, good times. So there's a 1/2-inch diameter hole here. I don't know, 1-inch diameter hole here. Good times. So yeah, this is gonna be, this is gonna be fun. Something tells me those are lightning holes. Yeah, drill up, if desired, drill optional lightning holes, so we can lighten the spacers, and then there's some cutting. So yeah, there's a lot of sub-assembly, a lot of little parts to make bigger parts, right? So, but hey, it's a Vans aircraft. So enough of that. I've got some more reading to do, and then we'll get to the next evolution. But we do have the skeleton. All the pieces are here. Things are good to go. And then what we will do now is I'm just going to pull the parts off as they need to be pulled. I'm going to leave them together like this. And then as we, like these, the left brackets, I'm just going to pull those apart as we need them. Keep everything together. It will be less confusion, less possible for a mix-up. So yeah, enough of that. You guys know the routine. This plane's not going to build itself, and this is looks pretty complex. All right, YouTube. So no sooner that you get the part put together, you take it apart. So on the left side, so what they want you to do is to take the left bracket off and then drill these holes. Now, you guys have seen me, I've used the Dicom before to mark it. I got that one just a smudge off. They only want you to do a left bracket, because what you're going to do is use the left bracket as the guide for the right bracket. So you take the left bracket off. I got 3 of them in total that I have to do. But what you do is basically take the Dicom, which is a die for metal. I use a glass cutter to scratch it, a center punch to do it, and then you have your measurements. So I use these precision things. So the first one is a 1/4 inch up or down, and then from that one it's 1 3/8 inches to each one, from each hole to each one. So there you go. So that gives you that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can mate these up and then use this as the template for the other ones. So I got to pull the left sides off of each one of these and then drill those out. Now, do not drill out the right side. The instructions are very clear about that, because once you get everything assembled and put together, then what you'll do is you'll clamp and you use the left side as your pilot hole for your, for your right side. So only do the left sides on that. So yeah, I'm just kind of taking my time here, and just going through the process. But I wanted to show you that. I wanted to, some of you guys, Dicom it's spelled D-Y-K-E-M, Dicom, and you can get it in a little container, but it allows you to mark and put marks on metal and everything, and this will come off with acetone, of course. So just wanted to share that with you. All All right, YouTube. So I got some of the skin. I pulled the skins out of, this would be the leading edges of the flap skins. So I've got those out, put them in. I will definitely need to move this table over there to give us some length. And as recommended, I need to make another set or another one of these. You need to have 3 instead of 2. So I'll get that done. That is on the plans for tomorrow. But I just wanted to see what it looked like with the trailing edge. Not trailing edge, but leading edge on. And so we did that. And obviously I'm just getting the parts out because I'm going to have to do some painting. I do have all of the rivet holes cut, or all the pre-work done that needs to be done. Had to drill hole. There's a bolt that goes through here, so I had to, and then a nut plate on the other side of this. And I'm just making sure, typically I like to mock everything up while it's still got blue on and everything, to make sure the holes align, and they do, as expected. So I've got these cut as well in the corresponding. I don't have the drills through here because we got to put rivets through that, but everything is pretty much there, and everything. So, yep. So like I said, I just kind of like to mock it up, kind of walk around, see what changes I'm going to have to make and where, and all of that. And it looks like everything is, doesn't look like everything is aligning. So that is a good sign. Now I don't have the trailing edge skins or the top or the bottom skins yet. I'm going to do some reading, but yeah, so everything is aligning up the way it is. It's still got the blue. And so what I'll probably do is I'll pull out the other set of skins, which are down here, get those ready. That way I know everything that I need to paint, and I'll get all of that shot at once. So I couldn't resist. I got, once you start clecoing, you just want to continue clecoing. So I clecoed the skins on to make sure that everything was aligning, and it is. And so yeah, so we got the skins clecoed on, and all is good, all is well. And yeah, so we got the right skin. So basically, besides the putting in the wedges, yeah, all the parts are here. Everything is ready to go. Now what I need to do is I'll mark what is top, bottom, top, get everything marked, so that way we don't have the confusion that we had when we disassembled. But yep, all the parts are here. Everything is lining up. It does look like, I don't think there is any way around it, and it looks like, looking at the plans here, the bottom skin gets riveted, as well as it looks like the blind riveted, except for the exterior, where you can get to it with a squeezer. That makes perfect sense. But these interior ones look like they all get riveted with a BS 13. So that's the pop rivet. So we're going to pop rivet those. These lower edges, yeah, I can get my hand in there to get those done, or get those riveted there. But once, and then these here, I think, get back riveted on the outside edge here. These will get back riveted, but the bottom skins are going to get blind riveted on with the BKBS counters. Yep, so that's what that looks like. So yeah, so there you go. I will then label these top, bottom, and then proceed to tear everything apart and get it ready for paint. So yeah, it wasn't that difficult, but man, that thing is massive. Look at that flap. I will let you know, probably on a, it's not that much larger than a Cessna flap, but it's massive. I would probably say a Cessna flap comes out to right about here, where you've got another 2 to almost 3 feet. So what an air brake. It's a pretty massive, pretty significant air brake there. So there you go. And then I will, to help me here, I will tell myself that goes that way. So now I know I need to remove the bluing on the inside, and we have everything. But yeah, it lined up pretty well. I'm actually kind of shocked on how well it did line up. So, all right, so for sure, this is the end of today. I'll come back here, start stripping bluing and all of that jazz. And then we will proceed with the riveting of the, well, painting. We got a lot of painting to do, priming, or corrosion inhibitor, as we like to call it around here. But so yep, we got that ready to go, and yeah, I'm amazed that went together fairly well. But check back tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So you guys know the routines. I'm gonna get out of here. It's kind of late. This time change, I'll tell you, it's kind of messed me up. So I'm gonna get out of here, and we will get back at it tomorrow. And like always, leave comments, questions, concerns, and I will try to answer them. And may God bless you guys, keep you guys safe.